Welcome to Miss Inch's channel, and today I'm going to give you the down, the dirty, and the glamorous about virgin hair types. Stay tuned. The first thing I'm going to talk about is the different grades of human hair that are sold either in cosmetic beauty shops or hair extension boutique shops. Human hair is the lowest grade of all. It ranges between $15 to about $40 per pack. It's made to mimic real human hair, and it could probably last you between 2 to about 3 weeks. After washes, you realize it starts to tangle and act up really crazy. Then we have Remy hair. Remy hair ranges between $40 to about $200. Remy hair is hair that has been aligned, all the cuticles are aligned in the same direction, and then it is coated with silicone. This hair will probably last you about 6 to about 8 weeks at most, but what you will find is after a couple washes, the hair will tend to act up and start to tangle and mat and act crazy and shedding and stuff like that. Remy hair also, you could get it in different textures, lengths, and colors, from 1B all the way to 613 to a platinum blonde. Now the next hair I'm going to talk to you about is called non-Remy virgin hair. This is hair that's mostly sold on AliExpress. It ranges from 20 bucks all the way to about $80, and ranges in different lengths from 10 inches all the way to 30 inches. And you can also, some companies do have coloring done to them. Now what non-Remy hair is Remy hair that has fallen on the floor and has been collected now to make into non-Remy hair wefts. They don't usually say it's non-Remy, they will say Remy virgin, right? So what happens is the hair that has fallen on the ground, they make into wefts. They do an acid wash to remove all the cuticles, and then it's coated with silicone. Again, you'll find after a couple washes, you'll find that it starts to tangle, it starts to mat, the shine is gone, and you're left with a bunch of drama. This hair typically will last about, I would say, maximum 8 weeks, maximum 8 weeks. Then we move on to the good stuff. Now this is the stuff I sell. This is called virgin hair, which is actually collected from donors. This hair comes from countries like India, Malaysia, Vietnam, Philippines. Those are like the main countries where it comes from. What happens is donors will cut off their hair, and in places like India they'll actually shave off their hair, usually for religious purposes. And now it's become a big trend in India, big money-making trend, where they will go and bid for bulks of hair in the temples, and they will now take it back to their factory. They will wash it, take out any lice, any nits and stuff in it, and then sterilize it, and then make it into wefts. In other countries, it's a source of income. You will find that in certain villages, they will cut their hair in ponytails, like this. So they will cut their hair in ponytails, and this is now a bulk of virgin hair. And this is what's called single drawn, because you notice to the tips, it gets a little bit less thinner to the ends. So this is an actual ponytail that is donated from a person. After what is done, it's either made into machine weft or hand-tied weft, which I'll also show you later. The beauty about virgin hair, this could last you, or should last you, at least up to 1 year. If you're doing any kind of coloring, obviously that will lessen the length of time that it could last. There's this one here that kind of looks almost like on the brown side. This will be close to a color 2 to say a color 4. Then we have this one here. This one almost looks pretty much like a natural 1B. So there's this one here. As you can see, this one is much lighter than this one. So when you receive your virgin hair, if you want to have a solid color, it will have to be custom dyed by a professional to achieve the color that you want. So the first one I'm showing you here, this is considered a natural straight. So it has a slight wave to it. Now, in order to get it bone straight, you can simply just use a flat iron, and it takes 2 seconds, and this will be pin straight. I actually really love the natural straight because it has a lot of body, and when you do flat iron, it has a lot of swing to it. Then we have what I would say is a natural wavy. As you notice, it's a bit more wavier. This also can go bone straight with a flat iron. It takes 2 seconds, but when it's wet, it's very nice because it has a nice natural wave pattern to it, and it's very, very beachy, very fun. This one I will call, this is like our natural curly. So it starts off with a wave and ends up with tighter ends. It's very, very cute and very fun. This can also go bone straight, and when you wet it, it will also just bounce right back to its curly pattern. The next type of virgin hair I'd like to explain to you is called virgin European hair. This hair usually comes mainly from Russia. This is very, 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 very expensive hair because it's very rare to find. I mean, there's not too much ladies in Russia that are actually shaving their head and selling it, but there are some who do. Russian hair, European hair, you'll find that it will range from blonde, natural blonde, all the way to like a nice medium brown. This hair is our European hair. This it mimics the shade of 613, which is a platinum blonde. From this hair, you could tone it and achieve different natural blonde tones. This hair usually ranges from, I would say, $140 all the way to $500 per bundle. So there's a few questions that I had some people ask me in the past that I'd like to bring up to you, and one mainly is about Brazilian hair. There is no such thing as Brazilian hair. Hair comes from mostly India. So what happens is they take the hair, it's wefted, and then it's processed to mimic Brazilian hair, which is more on the fuller side, a little dull. This is a sample of the Brazilian hair. So if you notice, it's extremely full, and it's not as shiny as most hair. So what they do is they take Indian hair and they process it to mimic and look like Brazilian hair. So yes, it's true, there's no such thing as Brazilian virgin hair. Another thing people ask is, how long should my virgin hair last? If you maintain your virgin hair properly, it should last you at least up to 1 year. Obviously, if you're doing coloring and processing to it, it will lessen the time frame of how long your virgin hair will last. A question that most of my clients ask me is, how long should virgin hair last? Virgin hair should last you at least up to 1 year. I've had clients who've had their virgin hair up to 2 to 3 years. Now, if you're doing any kind of alteration to it, meaning color or perming it, obviously that will lessen the time frame as to how long your virgin hair will last. I always say you should wash your virgin hair at least once a week to every 2 weeks, depending on how active your lifestyle is. Some people think when investing in virgin hair that their life is going to become much more easier. What you need to understand that this hair has come from a human's hair. So we'll still need the maintenance that you will naturally do to your own hair. I recommend to wash again up to every week to every other week. What happens to virgin hair, if it gets dirty, it will start to tangle and act funny. That's the way your own natural hair would be. It starts to look oily and gross. So don't think when you're coming into virgin hair, it's it's gonna be such easier. No, the luxury of virgin hair is to have hair that looks very natural, that acts very natural, that looks natural, will act natural, doesn't tangle, and has minimal shedding. That is the beauty about and the luxury of having virgin hair.